What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting, man. What a show we got tonight, y'all. I'm telling you now, man. Good race there at COTA. I will say that. Hats off. Look, you're going to see me. Hats off for a road course. That was the best race I've seen there since we started racing there, to me, personally. But at the end of the day, man, what an awesome race. Some good news there coming out. Just a lot to go over, man. Getting us caught up in the sport, getting ready to really get the season started, as I like to say, right? We hit Phoenix, we hit Vegas, we start hitting our normality of Darlington and back. Just these odds and ends of the mile-and-a-half short tracks in a super speedway thrown in there. So ready to get into the grind of it all. Getting ready to get it started, but before we do, we're going to crank it up with the word of the day, y'all. So if you're new to tuning in, the way we like to start this out is basically, I'm going to say a word, you're going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I say it's age appropriate. If you're under 21, man, hey, get some sweet tea, Kool-Aid, Red Bull, stay up late, play along, man. So last week's word was Carson Hocevar. So yeah, I probably said that a few times. I mean, yeah, we got a Hocevar fan amongst the mist now, a newer subscriber that met in Atlanta. You know what I mean? He's working for the state of Illinois doing his thing. But, we had some good back and forth banter there going on. And I thought I had the deal sealed there for a while. And, man, I'll tell you what, made a good run in Atlanta. But I'm not a Hurricane Hocevar fan, right? I'm more of I like the controlled, strategic, making moves and progressing. If you can finish second without killing everybody, finish second without killing everybody and bulldozing everybody. But, each is their own, man. He's aggressive and young, and he'll learn in time. So, but, yeah, man, pretty neat. So this week's word is going to be, I have no idea, y'all, but play along, man. So getting into the NASCAR news, man, I tell you what, 3 in a row right there for Tyler Reddick. NASCAR history, right? In the 80 years NASCAR's been getting down with it, or however, coming up on 80. I mean, what the hell? First person ever to win 3 in a row starting out the season. 1, 2, 3. First 3 races, 1 in a row right there for Tyler Reddick. Never been done before. Can he four-peat? That's the biggest question, man. I'll tell you what. If Vegas comes with some BS odds, like if they're giving negative on Tyler Reddick or they're giving like plus 300 on Reddick should be like plus 2,500 to win the race, right? Like, honestly, we'll see what they do. But if they give really good odds, you might as well take them. I mean, you can't go bad there. But hats off, man, to 2311 and that 45 team. Conspiracy theories, rumor mill circling everybody. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But at the end of the day, this kid's going out and doing what he's got to do, doing what he gets paid to do, being the best at what he does right now. And I don't think there's a better person in the sport that it can happen to outside of him because of what he went through last year personally, other than Hamlin, right? I ain't mad at Hamlin winning. Yeah, Hamlin wins, all right. But at the end of the day, I feel like Reddick's got something now to race for, right? Kind of had that eye-opening experience of life and what's really important, and I think he's hungry and he's getting ready to go after it, man. So watch out for that 45 the rest of the year for sure. So old Cletus McFarland, man, getting ready to make the O'Reilly's Auto Parts Series debut here coming up at Rockingham, man. I can't wait. I love Rockingham. I can't wait for the Cup cars to get back to this, man. Can't wait to go there. Such a unique track. Awesome racers track. Going to be interesting, man. I tell you what, it's good for the sport. The man's got a lot of followers. Really cool personality. Just a good old boy, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think it's good for the sport. It's good to get the eyeballs on it, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day is growing, right? Without more butts in the seat and more eyes on it at TV, more importantly, more eyes and viewership, can't grow. So let's make it happen for sure. So if you guys hadn't yet, man, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media, y'all. Lawrence does a great job keeping up with all that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. But most importantly, hit that YouTube channel, subscribe. We gained a few subscribers so far this year, which I'm liking. Keeping an eye on that, man. Got some cool giveaways. Starting next week, I got one we're giving away next week. Where are we going? Vegas? Yeah, we'll give it away at Vegas next week. Good little combo will get mailed out. All you got to do is subscribe, man, and I'll throw it down. Tune in next week, and we'll throw it in and what you got to do to win it. But it'll be a die cast and auto card, man. So you guys can, enjoy that. But definitely always giving stuff away. Make sure you're tuning in, checking out, follow that social, man, knowing what's going on here, but most importantly, knowing what's going on up here at Coach's Corner as well, man. The NASCAR hub, if you will, for Savannah area, man. So make sure you're coming and checking it out for sure. So, getting into it, man, I meant to mention this last week, and I totally spaced out. I don't even think I talked about it. Chris Gabehart and JGR lawsuit. Did I even talk about this last week? No. God, man, I don't know how I didn't. Man, I tell you what, changing the game right here. We'll see how this lawsuit goes. I don't know what the contract read. I don't know what he signed, right? But if he didn't sign anything, I mean, man, we should save this for a hard right turn at some point in time, but we'll break it down right now. All right, this is what I'm getting at. So you expect a man that goes out and grew up as a crew chief and engineer for Denny Hamlin for how many years and ran good and had all this knowledge and led all the stable pretty much, right? And that whole JGR camp for a good long while. I mean, hats off to him, right? Great mind right there, right? Did his thing, made his way. Good enough for you to hire in that way. Now, you expect whenever he changes teams or finds a different career path and goes to a different team, not to use the knowledge that he's gained over 12 years, right? And then you call it breach of data, right? Now, I hadn't seen the ins and outs. Maybe he stole some files. I mean, some 007 type shit. I don't know what he's into, you know what I mean? I mean, he was Hamlin's crew chief, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're into. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is you can't down the man for knowledge he has and gained through the sport and experience, right? He did it for you. You made your money with him, got your wins with him. Let it go. But we'll see. But that's just me. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you up to date on that. But, man, that's some wild stuff right there. Basically, data breach. Man, Edward Snowden and NASCAR right here in 2025 right there with Chris Gabehart. So, Kyle and Samantha Bush, man, settled their lawsuit there with the insurance company. They got hustled out of $10.8 million invested into something. $8.5 million lawsuit got settled today or yesterday. So, congrats to the Bushes on that for sure. Not my cup of tea driver-wise, but come on, man, you can't take advantage of people like that. You know what I mean? You knew what you were doing, especially that company, man. They got off light. You should have hit them for all kinds of crazy stuff, man. All right, man. So that'll wrap it up for NASCAR news, man. We are getting ready to get into the checkered flag for charity, as always, man. The 45 wins again. That's 3 in a row. What's 3 times 45? That's a pretty good chunk of change starting the season out right there, man. 45 more bucks going in. The cause is unknown yet, but, man, I tell you what, when we finally settle on one and have one picked out, that is where that will be going. It's coming up in the next couple of weeks. Me and Lawrence got to sit down and talk about it. I have no idea, but we'll figure it out. Somewhere local in Savannah, that's for sure. But I tell you what, man, like I say, if you ever come out to Coaches, any of the concerts, Cooler Full of Joy, any of the raffles that we do up here, make sure you're donating in. Check your flag for charity. Stop your waiter. Stop your waitress. Let them know. Throw some money in. All stays local in the Savannah area right here for charity or somebody personal. And, hey, man, like I say, 10, 20s, 150s, nickels, pennies, dimes, whatever it is you got to give, man. You got some time to give. We'll take time, too. We like time. So, anyways, man, getting into that who's hot and who's not. Before we do, big shout out to my main man, Parker Eccles over there, owner-operator, Arborman Tree Service, the best tree service in Savannah. Doesn't matter what it is, full tree removal, stump grinding, limbs cut back, need an estimate. Make sure you're giving Parker and his team a call. You'll see that number scrolling on the bottom of the screen all night long. Like I always say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, baby. I love you, brother. So, who's hot, man? I mean, we might as well just go ahead and just light it on fire like a bick and set it right here. Anything that's got the 45 on it. I mean, it should be the new 6.7, 4.5, 6.7, yeah, 4.5. I mean, that's what NASCAR fans are going to start doing. Killing it. Made NASCAR history, man. First guy ever in the history of the sport to win the first 3 races of the season. I'm not going to jinx him and say, could it be 4? It could be. I mean, there's a possibility. I'm a betting man. I would not take those odds unless you give me very good odds to take Tyler Reddick this weekend for the win. But at the end of the day, it could happen. Who knows, Maybe they're just that good. We've seen it through the sport of the history of the sport. Jimmy Johnson. I remember 9, the big 3. Who remembers the big 3? 9 wins, 8 wins, 7 wins, 9 wins. Who remembers that? Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex, right? We've seen it done. 9 wins is, what, a quarter of the season? Yeah, that's 25% of the season. You won. So, stranger things have happened, man. We will see what goes down. But I tell you what, Tyler Reddick's number one until he's not. Number two, I'll tell you what, I changed it up this week. I'll take Christopher Bell. And this is why, man. Christopher Bell started out the season last year very similar to Tyler Reddick, right? Let's be real, right? It didn't win Daytona, but turned around and won, what, 2 or 3 in a row right there, right? To get the season started, 3 out of 4, something crazy, right? And I feel like he's got the consistency and good starting out like that in the year. He showed last year the wins might not come, but the consistency is there. And I think that now that we are into the air and the point system we're in now, consistency is going to pay more than a sporadic win. I'm telling you, and that's how it should be. We finally got that right. But I'll take C-Bell number 2. I expect a good run here at Phoenix for him. Again, I'd have the 20 in my stable for sure. And, man, this is the first week of the season. There's no Chevrolet on here, man. I'll take young Ryan Blaney. How can you not bet against the second guy? Look, good run there. It looked like last week he was the only one all day to have something to do and for Tyler Reddick. Dominated there for a little bit. Reddick kind of got that lead back and kind of set sail, kept the distance close all day. In the later stage, kind of fell off there, right? But at the end of the day, really good run for that 12 car. I expect him to be hot. I expect him at a track that they have run good at in the last couple seasons, every race. I expect him to do the same thing this weekend. So I'll definitely put him on the hot list. I think starting out the year in 2026, 12 has again showed the potential to be a championship contender so far. So we'll see what they can do. So who's not? Boy, I'm going to catch some heat for this one, Lawrence, boy. The old Young Money. Old Young Money's on the knot. I'm going to tell you, 15th in points right now for Kyle Larson through 3 races. Yeah, I know. And he is a Hendrick boy, which I hate talking bad about him. But at the end of the day, you expect, if you're going to lead the stable, we can't be 15th. We can't be 15th in points, man. I think last year was a disappointment outside of the championship, right? I feel like the season as a whole wasn't exactly what the 5 team was expecting, right? 3 wins or whatever it was going in, but at the end of the day, did get the job done, did get the championship. And I'm just speaking the real stuff. I mean, it wasn't a dominating season to the point you're like, watch out for Larson like the year before that, right? So they need to get back to leading laps and performing and showing Hendrick horsepower. If it's not him, then it's going to be somebody else. And I think Byron and Elliott are both good candidates to do that. So we'll see what happens there. But right now, Kyle Larson on the knot. Denny Hamlin, y'all. All right. Now, I'm not talking about this weekend, but as in general this season, 23rd in the points. 23rd for Denny Hamlin right now. And if there's anybody going to cut a little slack too early in the year, it'll be Denny. The offseason was rough on him for sure. Personal things that he had to go through, different things that he dealt with. We're driving the race car right now. But right now, 23rd in points for the 11 car JGR. That'll change really quick. Give it 3 weeks, and we'll be talking about him in the top 12 for sure. So that'll do it for the Who's Hot and the Who's Not, y'all. We are going to hit this COTA recap. And I tell you what, man, Tyler Reddick, come on, dominated. 58 laps led. Absolutely showed class right there. I mean, all season long. Won every race. Found a way to win Atlanta. Daytona got in there and got the 500. Found a way to win Atlanta and dominated this one. Now, again, Phoenix, I didn't go back and look at the stats. I don't know what Tyler Reddick's run there, but I do know that short tracks has got to be the one weakness when it comes to him. You definitely think of a Tyler Reddick when it comes to places like Miami, Mile and a Half Vegas, Kansas, somewhere you can string it out, get it up high, keep the RPMs up and wheel it, right? But at the end of the day, he did what he had to do. 3 in a row, NASCAR history there for sure. Again, Ryan Blaney, what a good run there. Didn't quite come home with the finish I think he deserved. A great car, ran it and managed the race well all day long, even with the back and forth, couple little swaps we saw there in the first and second stage, which I really enjoyed. Made it very interesting. Still maintained his stuff, still showed his strength from practice. Good weekend from, Thursday showing up to when we loaded up Sunday afternoon. Just a good, solid weekend for Blaney there at COTA and a good point day for sure. So, SVG, I tell you what, man, these are his times to shine. I think he's getting better on the oval. I think 100%. You can see that week in and week out. We'll see what he does this week. And then again, we'll see at Vegas. Now if we have, let's say if he runs top 15, top 14 right here, I think those are good solid days for a guy that's really still learning how to run this car in circles, right? But again, I thought at the end there, man, in that race, he was coming for him, man, and just couldn't quite get there. And that's just how good Reddick was handling and how good Reddick was. He didn't make a mistake. He was smooth. So hats off to him for sure. Hats off to Ty Gibbs, man, the prophet right there. I told you guys, dark horse, maybe not for that win, but look at that, man. Later in the runs, tire management. I tell you what, he is a hell of a road racer from not coming from a background of road racing when it comes to these size cars. And it seems like once he got in the Xfinity Series and really got into these cars and the weight and the bigger bodies, he's been able to put really good runs together majority of the time. Maybe not finishes, but runs. So I watch him for road courses all year long. Christopher Bell, no surprise there. Cost me a little bit of money over to my buddy old Bubba Daryl Baker there. He 2-up on me on the year. I got to come back strong this weekend. I get to pick first, and I'm done playing with him. I told him last week season starts. But Christopher Bell, man, I tell you, young, talented kid. The championships are coming. I'm telling you, this kid is really, really good. He gets behind the wheel, dirt background there. He's a wheelman, super polite, great with sponsors. Still young, 28 or 29 years old, I think. Still extremely young. Man, he's got a lot of career and just now tapping into the talent and the win. So be on the lookout for C-Bell for the next decade. And Connor Zilic, man, this is the guy I feel bad for. Me and Lawrence were talking about this. Even younger kid, 19 years old, got bumped up. Here we are over at Trackhouse. And if he could have maintained track position one time and not got spun out entering turn one there later in that race, that kid probably would have had a top 5 finish, maybe even top 3. He had a really good car. And that's what I was interested to see is how he can run compared to his teammate in SVG. We saw Zilic last year beat him in the Xfinity Series on road courses, but now we're in equal equipment. I really am looking forward to seeing those two battle it out and see if Zilic can actually, put the whole race together. And at 19, that's hard to do. Not a lot of guys can just jump in and go out and win races at 19. So, hats off to him. But, man, I hated it. Heartbreak there, especially the last one, heartbreak. Came all the way back from the first one. Spun out. Get spun out again, and none of it was your doing, so I feel bad for him there. All in all, man, the way I feel about COTA this race, it was probably the best Circuits of the America race I have seen, all right, since we've been there to me. The rain, the first year, I think it was, we were driving through a monsoon, right, really different stuff. In a couple of years in past, you saw the course be the course, right, but turn one is so aggressive. And these cars are so heavy, it's just a little bit different than watching other cars, and they're forgiving, right? You can bounce one off of one another without, race-ending damage. So, I think everybody kept it clean for the most part this race. I thought it was a really good race inside of a race, which we all know that's kind of what it is on road course racing. Dominant car, whether it be fuel strategy, something you got to do something different, right? If you can't have the same equipment, you got to get off strategy and do something different. So we saw that. All in all, like I said, good race. Still not my forte. Still wish we could give COTA up. I'd rather run New Hampshire twice or Dover twice or a lot of other single race racetracks twice other than racing at COTA. But it is a venue. I will give them that. They do put on a great show there for NASCAR. So can't complain there at all. So getting ready to get into the Phoenix preview, man. Here we are, the old championship race, man. But it's not anymore, which I love. Thank God, right? We're done with Phoenix. I tell you what, man, this thing's come down to fuel strategy. This thing's come down to tires. This thing's come down to pitting, as we saw in the championship run. Denny Hamlin pretty much dominated the fall race here. This past season, and I think C-Bell won this in the spring. Maybe it was Byron, one of them. Anyways, didn't really do my homework, y'all. Sorry about that. But at the end of the day, man, a unique racetrack in its own. 1.2, a little bit over 1.2 miles. Dogleg from hell, man. Restarts are wild. We're fanning out. Track position is key. And tires, we're going to see a softer compound and more horsepower, right? Is that what we're getting into already? Or are we running 750 at Phoenix, Lawrence? I think we might be. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a learning curve again, but I expect the guys that did good in the fall there and last spring to run again. Come on, man. Long run versus short run, track position, fuel even. Like I said, fuel can even come into play. So we'll see how this race falls out with the cautions and the stage ends. But going to be awesome, man. So make sure you tune in Sunday, follow that NASCAR. But better yet, come here to Coach's Corner, man. Be on the big screens right here behind me, all the screens around in the restaurant. Doesn't matter. Coach's Corner, Savannah's hub for NASCAR racing right here, baby. I'm telling you, come check it out. So getting in my top 5, man. And look, this guy's been quiet, and he was on the not list, but I'm going to take him number 1 this week. If I walk right in here in my NASCAR pool and I draw number 1, I'm going to take him. I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to take the 11. I'm taking Denny Hamlin this week all day long. Had him cleaned up in the fall. Crew chief lost him that one. I ain't even going to lie, man. How you pit right there, I don't know, but whatever. Is what it is. That's the past. This is the future. I'll take the 11-1. 2, young Ryan Blaney. Come on, you got to take the man right there. Good runs past 3-4 years there at Phoenix. He knows how to get around the place. 3, first Chevrolet I'm taking right there. I'll take William Byron, man. Willie the Kid, as I call him, because he doesn't like being called Billy. Willie the Kid, Big Hat Byron, I'll take 3rd. 4th, Christopher Bell, we talked about him. Got to have a good run. 5, I'll take the 5. I'll take Kyle Larson, y'all. I mean, eventually it's got to come to fruit. If it's not a win, it's going to be a top 7 for sure. Dark horses, I will definitely take the 9. I'm taking the 9 car. Look, Chase Elliott has never had a top 5 finish in the next-gen air at Phoenix, okay? But I will take the 9 car. 22 of Logano, not going too dark this week. And I'll take 23 of Bubba Wallace, man. And if you want to go a little further than that, you can run 60 of Ryan Preece if they show up, good equipment. Short track specialist, if they can get around. Maybe one of those RFK. Chris Buescher is definitely another sleeper you should look into if the odds are right, for sure, man. So make sure you guys are keeping up with that and checking that out. But that'll be my top 5 there. So getting ready to get into that money line, man. But before we do, money line presented by Redfin Polarized. Don't matter if you got a wall hanger or money on the line. Make sure you see it clearly with the best polarized sunglasses on the planet, Redfin Polarized. These things are made for the woods, the water, date night. Doesn't matter what you got going on, man. Carl Zeiss lenses, Italian frames, so many different polarization colors for all your fishing and outdoor needs. They got you squared up, man. Make sure you're checking out Redfin Polarized, the website. Hit it up. Hit Rubbin' and Grubbin', man. 15. Might save you 15% at checkout, man. Get you squared up there, baby. So, as I always say, man, live life fins up. Redfin Polarized, baby. So, money line, the favorites. The 11 and the 12 are going to be the favorites. Now, like I was just mentioning, man, Chris Buescher is going to be great value there if you can get him a top 5 or top 10 odds, depending on where they rack them up. Again, Elliott should have really good odds this week. If he does not have over 1,000, I'm not going to touch it, just for the simple fact of hadn't had a top 5 finish. I mean, streaks are made to be broken or they're made to continue, right? You're going to have to offer that to me, money, monetary-wise, for me to buy in there. Again, I think an RFK car outside of Chris Buescher might run good, like a Ryan Preece. We have to go back and look, and you'll find a few sleepers there, but make sure you're keeping up to date with our social on X. Lawrence does. That's where we post all our stuff. We do anything last weekend, Lawrence? What we hit? Nothing? Nah, close. We were close. I know we were. Yeah, odds weren't much. So, but this week, new story, man. We got some things going down this week there at Phoenix, so make sure you're keeping up to date, following that social, man. And I like to see who you guys take, man. Let me see your odds. Let me see some tickets you guys are running, and parlays, combos, and we'll get it together for sure, man. So getting into that hard right turn, but before we do, got to give a big shout out to Lamar over at Lamar's Body Shop, 2301 Skidaway Road, man. Hop, skipping, and jump from coaches. You'll see that number scrolling all night long. Again, the best auto collision service in Savannah, 35 plus years, taking care of all of your auto collision needs. Doesn't matter what it is, man. Need a paint job, need some parts replaced, need some customization done. Make sure you go check out Lamar and his team up there. Again, 2301 Skidaway Road. You'll see that scrolling all night long. As I always say, hey, man, don't settle for par. Go see Lamar, baby. That's what it's all about. So, rigged or not, boy, there's some conspiracists out here, boy. I'm telling you, some alien believers out here in NASCAR, man. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you, man. It's rigged, they say. It's rigged. Jordan wins a lawsuit against NASCAR and wins the first 3 races of the year. It's rigged. All right, I'll tell you this. If that's rigged, then when New Orleans Saints won the Super Bowl, that's rigged because Katrina hit it, right? All these things happen, coincides with what happened, right? Maybe we look at 2311 has affiliation with JGR and has really good equipment, okay? Also, they have Tyler Reddick, who is one of this generation's better drivers, right? The kid goes out and wins, proving he can win. And he started out hot. Last year, his mind, didn't win a race. Mine was consumed. Things are happening. Not saying they didn't have the equipment to do it, just didn't happen. Now we're squared up personally at home. I go back to focusing on my career, and this is what happens. If you didn't think Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin were going to come together and pump money and get the goods, this is what's going to happen. So at the end of the day, keep an eye out, man. Is it rigged? No. If it's rigged, everything's rigged. Sports in general are rigged. I'm so tired of it. Yes, we know insider betting is going to happen. So that's what goes down when you're a fan like us. And you can't sign online and go bid. And you can't buy and you can't bet on NASCAR or football or baseball anymore. Oh, we think that's going to happen? We think MLB, NASCAR, NBA, or NFL is ever going to not allow people to bet, or Vegas is never going to allow people to bet on major league sports? No. So it's going to happen, right? Do I think it's rigged? No. I think NASCAR of any sport is going to be one of the hardest to rig. You can't predict a caution. You can throw a caution. You can manipulate a caution. NASCAR can go, oh, caution, there's a bird feather in turn 2, right? But you can't predict the actual natural caution. You can't predict the tire blowing. You can't predict these things. You can't set this race up in track position and what these teams are going to do. So there's too many variables in that. It's like saying a Rubik's Cube's rigged in a way for me. But, if you're that conspiracy theorist out there, I'd love for you to comment on the show and tell me why you think it is rigged. You know what I mean? Give me some points. Show me some data. But for me, nah, not rigged. I think it's 100% BS that we'd ever even say that. That's taken away from the, the couth of the sport, right? I don't even know what word I'm looking for right now. Just the meaningfulness of the sport and what you do inside the sport. Just being a good dude. So I don't think we're doing that 100%. But at the end of the day, I think it is funny for people that say it is rigged. I'd love to hear the comments, man. So that's going to do it for the rubbing. We are on to the grubbing, man. And I tell you what, we went with something I hadn't had here in a while, man. And I needed something a little different. And this is a good eat right here. I'm telling you guys right now, this is a good eat. Hey, we're going to call this the Road Runner salad. All right, this ain't the Gamecock salad tonight. This is the Road Runner salad, all right? We going to Phoenix. Man, usually I get this thing buffaloed and all, but I'm going to nibble on it, but I'm going to save it for somebody special. My girlfriend, she's going to take this to work tomorrow. But at the end of the day, man, we got the mushrooms, we got the olives, peppers, tomatoes, onions on a bed of lettuce, healthy amount of chicken, man. I went blue cheese. She loves the blue cheese. Hey, I'm telling you, man, they will do this a million ways. Seasoned this way, lemon pepper dry, buffalo, whatever you might want, they got you covered right here at Coach's Corner, man. So make sure you guys are coming up, checking out the food, checking out the menu here, supporting this great local business. Awesome place, man. Make sure you guys are staying tuned and keeping up with Coach Carl DeMasi coming up, man. Hey, with the Savannah Sports Report, the best in the business, keeping you up to date, everything going down, local prep sports and some national sports, man. Baseball season season's coming up. Opening day is not far away, man. We got a little bit longer to go before we're back to chopping it up here with the best Braves bar in the nation right here at Coach's Corner. But Coach's going to keep you up to date, so make sure you're staying tuned. And go out, follow that social and YouTube as well. Hey, man, you got to give Coach some followers. Go out and subscribe to that. While you at it, check out Rubbin' and Grubbin', man. NASCAR should be a high school sport, man. We should have kept Oglethorpe. Chatham County public school system should have bought it, and we should have, had like kids that want to be racers racing little, whatever, 440s out there. I mean, we're bass fishing, shooting arrows. We might as well race cars too. I like that. But that'll wrap it up for me tonight. I'm out, man. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, man. Tune in Sunday. Better yet, again, come up to Coach's Corner. Savannah's home for NASCAR. Check out this Phoenix race. Going to be going down. Like I said, I'm a betting man. I'm taking Denny Hamlin for the win. Love to hear who you guys got. As always, take care of one another. That's what it's all about. We're all on the earth together. Might as well make it peaceful and fun for everybody, man. Do something good for your neighbor. Do something good, period, in general. That's what it's about. Be a good human being. And as always, love you guys. Stay safe. Till next time, wash your hands, y'all. I'm out of here. Something like that. That's what pissed me off about Elliott, too. Is like I said, I went back and forth with him and Reddick in fourth going, do I take the 9? And it had a good car, in position, running his style race. Elliott is not one that, if he has a car that can get out front and lead, he'll do it. But other than that, if he's got a really good car, he's going to hang out and wait until when it matters. It's just way he's taught to drive. And I said, man, but for him to come back, make 2 pit stops, and then come back and have the run 11th, I think, or whatever it was, I said, shit, that's an all right day. But, yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda on that one. Yeah, that's a long season. Long season. I know. Yeah. Well, this is what I say. I damn sure ain't taking him this week. I can promise you that. Not saying he won't run good, but that's his one weakness. You don't ever really see him run at Bristol, outside of Bristol. New Hampshire, Richmond. You never see him run really good at those short track races, and this of all is very unique. I go back to the fall of last year. The 11 had him smoked. The 11 had them owned all day long. Nobody off the restarts, off everything. If they bring a third of that car back, they're going to be in good shape.
Well, I did the normal research I do. When I got through with it, I looked at it. It didn't really tell me a damn thing.
Yeah.
The only thing it did show is in the last 10 years, Logano's won it 4 times.
Yeah. Championships, 2 of them right there. Well, I tell everybody like this, I love Elliott. And now you can look at history and you can look at data one way or another, right? But Elliott has never had a top 5 finish at Phoenix with the next gen car, right? He won the championship, won that race, but he's never had a top 5 finish, Chase Elliott, at Phoenix in the next gen. Now, I said it's either a streak that's going to be broke and something he could go out and run good, or something that's going to continue, but it blew my mind when I read that. I said, what? I started going back, and I'm like, damn, nah. The one time he had a shot was, I guess, the second championship when Larson won his first one. I think he was in it, but when him and Chastain got together, on a restart, he was right there. But other than that, never had a top 5 finish. Yeah, it's all Fords this week. It's all Fords, I'll tell you that. Fords and 1 Toyota. Nah, I ain't worried about him. Trust me, you ain't got to worry about him yet. He's 15th in points. Yeah, I'll take my Chevrolets. I figure I give it, road courses, we got to give it a break. That's a little different, but yeah, I'll take my Chevys. You got your Fords, right?
Yep.
All right. Here, I might as well pay you before I leave tonight. Hell. Give you a deposit. Hell. Hey, knowing your granddad, if I don't show up next week, he's going to charge me interest on that shit. We'll see y'all in a bit. Yeah, let's do it, man.